Hello YouTube, this is Brian, and I wanted to let you know the latest development in my ongoing efforts to reach out to Jehovah's Witnesses. So the most recent development has been a Jehovah's Witness acquaintance who invited me to join him for a Jehovah's Witness Bible study, and I use the air quotes with that because their concept of a Bible study, it's actually a book study using Jehovah's Witness Watchtower materials. And so he and I had both attended the JW annual memorial on Zoom, and because of that he recognized me and invited me to join him for a Bible study. He felt I was a good possible recruit, I'm sure. So we started doing that on Wednesday nights, and the book that we used is called Enjoy Life Forever. I think it's new material. In the past, they have used the little book called What Does the Bible Really Teach? And it seems like this is their newest. What they're now using with possible recruits, it's called Enjoy Life Forever. And it's long and extensive. I had no idea when we started how many lessons there were. And I looked and I don't remember the number, but a bunch. So we began, and we were meeting Wednesday evenings regularly. Not every, but probably 3 out of 4 in a month. And the lessons were very rudimentary. It was things like, can you trust the Bible? And can the Bible help you in life? And that kind of thing. So for me, someone who's grown up with the Bible all their lives, it was really rudimentary, and he recognized that. But we kept going with it. We actually went through 12 lessons, and most of the time it was just he and myself. Several times he would have one of his elders join us, and a couple of them knew me already because I had visited their Kingdom Hall before. One of them didn't really know me, and it was pretty amazing. I say that because as soon as they sense that you're not showing progress, what they call progress, which means accepting everything they say, agreeing with it, and heading towards regular attendance in their Kingdom Hall, or heading towards baptism or some kind of commitment, if they sense that you're not heading that direction, they'll cut you off. And so in the past, I've only gotten through 1 or 2 lessons with Jehovah's Witnesses before they end things. This time, we managed to get through 12 sessions, and I think that there are several reasons for that. One is that the Jehovah's Witness acquaintance, and I'm going to call him Craig. Craig is I think he's more willing than many JWs to interact with non-JWs. And talk about the Bible and debate and discuss. So that's why he kept going with me. The second reason is because I have learned over some years now how to keep them engaged and how to not alienate the JWs very quickly. My goal is to keep them engaged as long as possible. I want to keep them as a friend as long as possible. And even if they do cut me off, I still consider them my friends, and I never give up on them. I continue to pray and try to bump into them if I can. So after 12 sessions, he did end things, but the encouraging thing is he ended things on a good note. He really tried to give me the benefit of the doubt. He ended things saying things like, he felt that these lessons were too basic for me, too rudimentary. I already knew a lot about the Bible, and he was concerned I wasn't getting out of them what I wanted, and that is to learn more in depth about what Jehovah's Witnesses believe. And that's exactly what I was trying to do, and I told him that. I wanted to know accurately what they believe so that I could interact with him and other friends more intelligently. And I told him up front that I had a number of questions that were unanswered so far, and I even mentioned what some of them were. Questions about the 2-class system of believers that they have, questions about the New Covenant and Old Covenant, questions about having Jesus as our mediator, that Jehovah's Witnesses haven't been able to answer for me. And he kept assuring me that that'll be covered in upcoming lessons that we hadn't gotten to yet. And so that's how he kept us going. And I allowed that so that we could have more sessions together and more interaction. And then it finally came to, and I sensed it was coming, because in a couple of weeks prior, he had mentioned that he wondered what I was trying to get out of these courses. And so finally, in the last one, in session 12, he cut things off and said that I don't think this is being a profitable time. But he did tell me a couple of publications to look at, and then encouraged me to call him or text him with my questions and to keep interacting with him. So I sense that, and I'm guessing, but I think it's a good guess. I think that he was probably encouraged to cut things off by his leaders, his elders. But I also sense that he wants to continue to talk with me. And it may be that he has questions himself. He has not indicated, he's not given me any clues that he's doubting or questioning. But he must be wanting more insight from the Bible and from an outsider than what is provided to him, because he wants to continue to talk and dialogue and interact. So I'm encouraged that he hasn't cut me off completely. And it may be that he wants to interact with me on the down low and not have his elders know that he's continuing to dialogue with me. So that's where we stand with me and Craig. And I will read the recommended resources that he gave to me. One of them being a book that their own history book, basically, is what it is. I think it's called Proclaimers of God's Kingdom. So I will be reading and interacting with him more. So that's where we stand. And please pray for Craig. I think that he may be questioning and having some doubts. The seeds that I've planted may be getting him thinking, so that he can hopefully be set free from the watchtower and have a real relationship with Jehovah through Jesus, putting his trust in Jesus instead of the watchtower organization and a human earthly organization. So please pray for Craig and our ongoing times together. Thank you for listening, and take care.